What's up? This is Ryan with One Board Family, and today I'm giving a quick overview of the game Sauros from Tangerine Games, designed by Cole Smith. Just to note that this is a prototype of a game, therefore the artwork's going to change. In fact, the front cover has already changed since I got this prototype, and this will just give you an idea of how the game plays, but some of these things are subject to change before the full production of the game comes through. Thank you to Tangerine Games for the prototype in order to do this content. At its heart, Sauros is a trick-taking game, but instead of using cards, the dinosaurs are actually printed on almost mahjong-style tiles. They're heavy, they're weighty, they feel really good. And what's unique about this game is that the points aren't gained by how many tricks you take, but how you place your taken tricks into the puzzle that is in front of you. Each player is going to start with a mat similar to this one right here, which is going to have places where you're going to be dropping the tiles that you've won or taken from the trick and adding them to the display. Now, what's going to change is each round, the player to your right is going to hand you a different mat, and you're going to pass yours to the left. So you're going to always have a different puzzle to work with in each of the rounds that you play in the game of Sauros. Players start each round by gathering 7 tiles from the tiles that are shuffled in the middle of the table. Then they're allowed to take 2 of those tiles, putting them back and swapping them out for face-down tiles, just so that you have some options in case you get a really rough hand. Each trick is going to start with the first player flipping over a random tile in the middle of the table. This will dictate the trump suit for that specific trick. Now, once everybody acknowledges that, normal trick-taking rules apply. The player in the first position will play a tile, and then play will continue around the table. If that player starts with a green dinosaur, the following players have to follow with a green dinosaur unless they don't have a green dinosaur in hand. I want to acknowledge that there are 2 T-Rex tiles in the game, and when a T-Rex tile is played in a trick, that T-Rex is going to win the trick no matter what, because they are the dominant species. When we resolve who won the trick, the person who won the trick ends up taking 2 tiles of the ones that are shown. Next, the player to the left will be able to choose a tile from the ones remaining, and finally, when we get to the end of the rotation, the player who is last to the right of the winning player will choose the final tile to be picked up off the table and placed onto their mat. It's important to remember that winning tricks does not equal points in the game of Sauros. Winning tricks means that you're going to be able to place 2 tiles onto your playmat. But if you win too many tricks, you're going to have too many tiles to place during the course of the round. There's a balance to winning tricks in Sauros and making sure that you're winning the tiles that you actually need. So let's go over a little bit of the scoring of how you want to place tiles onto your mat. First, you're going to want to gather up your dinos in groups. These adjacent similar dinosaurs will score points. 2 dinosaurs will score a single point, 3 dinosaurs that are adjacent scores 3 points, and 4 dinosaurs adjacent scores 5 points. Anything above that is going to score an additional point. The player with the most eggs on their playmat will actually score 4 points, and if you're tied for the most, all tied players will get 4 points. The bone tiles want to be next to eggs because you're going to score 1 point for each egg that is touching the bone tile on your mat. A lone tooth will score 2 points, while tooth icons that are adjacent to each other will only score 1 point each. Footprints want to be in sets, and so adjacent footprints will score 3 points, but you don't want more or less than 2 footprints next to each other. These 2 reserve spots on the right side of each player board are useful for storing tiles that you may not know where to place immediately, but if you leave any tiles in these reserve scoring spots, they're going to score -2 points at the end of the round. Players are going to find it easy to jump into Sauros if they understand trick-taking games. The thing that makes this more complex is the puzzle aspect, where each player is working on their own unique puzzle and the puzzle changes each round. This is a really interesting concept because the points are coming from how efficient you are in the puzzle and what pieces you're taking from the tricks that you actually do win. Sauros is coming to Kickstarter in the month of April, and you're going to want to check out this campaign. We've got a link to the campaign in the description below, so be sure to visit it. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this channel. We've got lots of video content that you and your family might enjoy, so be sure to subscribe to One Board Family and visit us over at oneboardfamily.com. Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, we'll see you at the table.